Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into Japanese mythology as we explore 10 incredible gods. From the powerful and wise Amaterasu to the mischievous Inari, join us as we uncover the cool stories behind these incredible gods. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this fascinating journey into the world of myths. Amaterasu is also known as Amaterasu Omikami, is a Shinto deity in Japanese mythology, whose name means the great divinity that illuminates heaven. Known as the sun goddess and ruler of the heavens. Amaterasu Omikami is the Japanese sun goddess and has been worshipped for thousands of years. According to Japanese mythology, Amaterasu is the daughter of the deities Izanagi and Izanami. Along with her siblings, the moon deity Tsukuyomi and the impetuous storm god Susanoo, she is considered to be one of the three precious children, the three most important offspring of the creator god Izanagi. According to myths, was born when Izanagi washed his left eye. Izanagi then appoints Amaterasu to rule Takamagahara, the plane of high heaven. Once Amaterasu hid herself in cave due to argument with Susanoo. Amaterasu's absence plunged the world into darkness, and the people were desperate to bring back her light. The gods and goddesses gathered to devise a plan to lure Amaterasu out of her hiding place. Gods placed a magical mirror at the cave entrance to reflect the beauty of the festivities. Curiosity got the better of Amaterasu, and she peeked out to see what was happening. She stepped out of the cave, bringing sunlight back to the world. Susanoo is the son of Izanagi and Izanami. He is characterized as a trickster and troublemaker who causes problems for humans and the other Shinto gods. Susanoo is the god of storms, and as such, he is also associated with wind, fields, and the harvest. In Japanese mythology, Susanoo was banished to the ocean for his mischief, where he also became a god of the sea. In the Kojiki, Susanoo was born when his father, Izanagi, washed his nose during a Shinto purification ritual after escaping from his angry dead wife, Izanami, in the land of the dead. His elder siblings, Amaterasu and Tsukuyomi, were also born during this ritual. Susanoo missed his mom a lot, so he cried a ton and howled loudly. His beard grew really long, and this made mountains dry up and rivers disappear. Izanagi got mad and kicked him out with divine force. Susanoo helped goddess Kushinada Haimi in defeating the eight-headed dragon, from which he got the legendary sword, Totsuka no Tsurugi, inside one of the tails. In the Japanese Shinto religion, Izanagi is one of two kami, or gods, who created the islands of Japan. The name Izanagi means the man who invites, and is paired with his wife and sister, the goddess Izanami, whose name means the woman who invites. In Japanese creation myth, the elder Japanese gods and goddesses gave Izanagi and Izanami a heavenly jeweled spear called Ame no Nuboko. They were then tasked by the elder gods with giving form and life to the earth, which was lifeless and shapeless. The mythologies around Izanagi frame him and his wife, Izanami, as very important gods in Japanese mythology. Izanagi and Izanami are held to be the creators of the Japanese archipelago and the progenitors of many deities, which include the sun goddess Amaterasu, the moon deity Tsukuyomi, and the storm god Susanoo. Izanami, meaning she who invites, or the female who invites, is the creator deity of both creation and death in Japanese mythology, as well as the Shinto mother goddess. Izanami and Izanagi are held to be the creators of the Japanese archipelago. In mythology, she is the direct ancestor of the Japanese imperial family. The first gods, Ameno Kanushi and Kunitokotachi, summoned two divine beings into existence, the male Izanagi and the female Izanami, and charged them with creating the first land. To help them do this, Izanagi and Izanami were given a spear decorated with jewels, named Ameno no Hoko, heavenly spear. The two deities then went to the bridge between heaven and earth, Ame no Ukihashi, floating bridge of heaven, and churned the sea below with the spear. Izanami is a goddess of both creation and death in Japanese mythology. She is said to have died giving birth to one of her children, who Izanagi killed due to the grief of losing his beloved. Izanami was sent to Yomi, the land of the dead. Izanagi, her husband, came down to Yomi to bring her back to earth. While Izanami was in Yomi, she felt hungry and ate the fruit. After eating the fruit, she turned into one of the undead. When Izanagi arrived, she would not step out from the shadows and told her husband to go back to Earth. Hachiman associated with archery and war, and is a combination of both Shinto and Buddhist beliefs. Hachiman is a Shinto god who represents archery and war. Hachiman is said to be Emperor Ojin by birth, who reigned in the 3rd–4th century, and was later deified and identified as Yahata no Kami, which means Kami of 8 banners. He is also called Hondawake. The dove is his messenger, and he is associated with samurai banners and symbolizes both the bow and arrow. During the samurai period, Hachiman was worshipped by the descendants of 2 samurai clans, Seiwa Genji and Kanmu Taira. This tradition spread throughout Japan, and samurai clans began to honor Hachiman as their sacred deity. Hachiman's roles also included determining a samurai's fate in battle, protecting martial arts, and proclaiming the victory of an army. Inari is the Japanese god of foxes, fertility, rice, tea and sake, agriculture and industry, general prosperity and worldly success, and one of the principal kami of Shinto. She is said descended from heaven riding on a white fox, and in her hand she carried sheaves of cereal or grain. A mischievous fox spirit, known as a kitsune, takes on the role of an Inari messenger to protect a small village from harm, teaching valuable lessons about loyalty and guardianship. Inari has been depicted both as female and as male. Some did not know whether to refer to Inari as male or female, so they left it up to each person. The most common association with Inari is their relationship to agriculture, and especially to rice. In this context, people view Inari as a female goddess whose blessings bring prosperity to the year's harvest. This extends to the products made from crops, such as sake, the Japanese alcohol produced from fermented rice. A popular rice ball, called Inari Zushi, is named for Inari. Raijin is a god of lightning, thunder, and storms in Japanese mythology and the Shinto religion. Raijin is often depicted with a fierce, frightening face and a muscular figure with gravity-defying hair. He is surrounded by taiko drums that he plays to create the sound of thunder. Raijin holds large hammers in his hands that he uses to play the drums. Iconography of Raijin is often found in Japanese temples and shrines. He is usually depicted alongside of Fujin, the god of wind. Raijin is the master of thunder and lightning, controlling the power of storms. He rains down death and destruction on the world below. His connection to Yomi, the land of the dead, is part of his being, made clear through his horrific appearance. Raijin was born of Izanami's rotting corpse after she descended to Yomi, the land of darkness and death. When her husband Izanagi fled from her back to the world of the living, Izanami ordered Raijin to pursue him, and thus Raijin came into the world bringing death and destruction with him. Fujin is the Japanese god of the wind and one of the eldest Shinto gods. He is portrayed as a terrifying wizardly demon, resembling a red-headed green-skinned humanoid wearing a leopard skin, carrying a large bag of winds on his shoulders, which he uses to propel himself around the world, which in turn creates the world's winds and storms. When Izanagi went down to Yomi to retrieve his wife, he saw her as a decaying corpse covered with demons. Izanagi rejected her, making Izanami furious, leading her and a few monsters to chase after Izanagi. Izanagi then blocked the entrance to Yomi. However, a few demons and Oni escaped the underworld through a crack in the boulder, including Fujin and his brother Raijin. When the Mongols attempted to invade Japan in 1274, a storm destroyed much of their fleet, a feat attributed to the twin gods as an act of defending Japan. Ultimately, the invasion was repelled, and Japan protected. Benzaiten is an East Asian Buddhist goddess who originated mainly from the Buddhist Indian Saraswati, goddess of speech, the arts, and learning. Worship of Benzaiten arrived in Japan during the 6th through 8th centuries, mainly via classical Chinese translations of the Golden Light Sutra, which has a section devoted to her. Benzaiten was also adopted into Shinto religion, and there are several Shinto shrines dedicated to her. While Benzaiten retains many of the Indic attributes of Saraswati, she also has many unique aspects, roles, and functions which never applied to the Indian goddess. As such, Benzaiten is now also associated with dragons, snakes, local Japanese deities, wealth, fortune, protection from disease and danger, and the protection of the state. Benzaiten is depicted in a number of ways in Japanese art. She is often depicted holding a biwa similar to how Saraswati is depicted with a Vienna in Indian art, though she may also be portrayed wielding a sword and a wish-granting jewel. Hotei, in Japanese mythology, one of the Shichi-Fukujin, 7 gods of luck. This popular figure is depicted frequently in contemporary crafts as a cheerful, contented Buddhist monk with a large exposed belly, often accompanied by children. Tradition relates him to a Chinese monk called Putai, who because of his benevolent nature came to be regarded as an incarnation of the Bodhisattva, the future Buddha, Maitreya, Miroku in Japanese, but whose large protruding stomach led to his being caricatured as the laughing Buddha. Hotei is one of the Shichi-Fukujin, the 7 Japanese Shinto gods of luck. He is the god of happiness, laughter, and the wisdom of contentment, and is the patron of the weak and children, fortune tellers and bartenders. Hotei is distinguished by his body of generous proportions and round stomach exposed beneath loose robes. His big belly is a symbol of happiness, luck, and generosity. On his back, he carries a huge linen bag containing precious things and gifts of good fortune, including children. He also holds an uchiwa, a flat fan of Chinese origin used by ancient chieftains as an emblem of authority and wish-granting. Thank you for exploring the fascinating world of Japanese mythology with us. If you enjoyed learning about the diverse pantheon of gods, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more insightful content. Sayonara.